My name is Kenley, and this tutorial is going to be on Darkhammers. Now then, this move, you don't really need to know how to do jackhammers at all. Even though it looks like you're hopping from one arm to the other, it's not. It's an illusion. Just like how every float is an illusion of giving the illusion that you're floating, this move is an illusion that you're hopping from one arm to the other. It's not that. It's actually just like you're quickly transitioning from one arm to the other. It's not really much of a hop. It's more like a quick transition. So instead of thinking of it like hop, 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 think of it more like transition, 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 transition. Think of it more like this. And my dark hammers aren't as fast as like most people's are, with the whole looking like a jitterbug or something like that. But I would say that they're decent. So here they are. Now, first of all, I would like to say this. You need to be able to know how to do stab freezes on both arms. Cause if you can't, you're not gonna be able to go from that one transition to your weak arm transition. So you need to be strong enough to at least be able to do a hand glide freeze for both arms. If not, you're not gonna be able to do it. That's plain and simple. I'm not gonna say that you won't be able to do it completely, but you're not gonna be able to do a lot. You're probably just gonna go from here to here to here, and then you probably will just start collapsing after I don't know, 2. And first of all, I would like to say this is what I would say the best way to practice for Darkhammers. So you go into your average turtle freeze, right? Go into this, and then once you do that, you reach out, and then you go back in, reach out with your other arm, and that's how you get the feeling of the transition of one arm to the other. So you go into the turtle freeze, reach out with your weak arm, or whichever arm you want. It doesn't really matter, but I would just go with weak arm and then go put back, and then I put my weak arm back in my and stab it back. So I'm back in the turtle freeze, and then I go back with my stronger arm. So I'm just gonna be going hand glide, turtle, hand glide. And that's pretty much, and that's what you want to do when you're doing a Darkhammer, because you're not just going to be going hop, hop, hop. You're going to be going something like hand glide, turtle, hand glide, turtle, hand glide. And once you have that, you're gonna be wanting to you can practice this with your legs still on the ground, so you can get the feeling of transitioning. So you can do this, and get the feel of transitioning. The thing about the transition is, you don't want to be really slow when you're transitioning to a turtle freeze. You have to be pretty quick when you're doing it. Which is it's the reason why it gives off the illusion of you're hopping from one arm to the other. You're gonna be doing a very quick transition into a turtle freeze when you're doing the Darkhammer. So once you have that drill down with your legs on the ground, you're gonna start actually doing it with your legs in the air, and then go into a turtle freeze and a switch. And then once you have that down, you're gonna try to make that transition into a turtle freeze quicker. So you're gonna do this. You don't want to stick that turtle freeze for longer than a second. You want it to be just boom, and then you went back into a hand glide freeze. That's the whole point of Darkhammer. So once you have all of that together with transitioning from hand glide to turtle to hand glide, you're gonna try and do this. Except this time, you're gonna be kind of going one-handed hand glide, and it's not gonna be. You don't really need to know how to balance this for such a long time. It's gonna be as quick it is as you were to do the transition into a turtle freeze. It's just going to be like boom, 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 boom. It's not going to be that long enough that you need to be able to do or how to balance a one-handed hand dive freeze. So this is pretty much. So you're pretty much just gonna go do the same thing, except when you're gonna be transitioning, your unstabbed arm's gonna be like this. It's not gonna touch the ground, and it's gonna be up in the air. Now, the one thing I would like to say about the leg movement is that there is a slight leg movement, and it's the way that you swing back and forth. The way I think of it is that, you know how, if you've seen like how people do Darkhammers, you see like their legs are going crazy. What I do when I do my Darkhammers with my legs is that I swing my legs back to the direction of like my stabbed arm is. So, for example, if I'm gonna go back to stabbing to my right, I swing my legs back like this. So, take example for if I go back to my left arm. I'm gonna swing my legs to my left. So just notice this. The reason why I do this is I think it helps out with the balance of shifting your weight and helps you balance a little bit better because since you're gonna be doing this, you don't want to have a lot of weight like on your unstabbed arm. Otherwise, you'll start tipping over, and then you'll have like when you start tipping over, you're gonna have less time to like do that re-stab with your other arm. So when I do that swing to the direction of like my stabbed arm, I do that so I can like have more height to my unstabbed side. That way I'll be able to transition a lot easier because I'll be a lot higher than I would be if I were to not use my legs at all. And another thing as well is that how your head is. The thing about this is that you don't want your head to like slowly start drooping down onto the ground when you're doing this. That's kind of like how you're gonna start keep doing it, like yeah, and then slowly and surely your head's starting to droop down. What I would say is that keep the leg movement, like don't make any unnecessary leg movements, like just keep it swinging back and forth and back and forth. Don't make it like a little bit twitching and make it swing a little bit up and down. You just want to make the swinging with your legs like a pendulum. You want it to just swing right to left, right to left. You don't want it to swing around in a circle and not lose control of it. That's pretty much what you want to be doing for Darkhammers. And that's pretty much how to do Darkhammers stationary. So a brief recap is that you just stab with one arm, and then switch it to turtle very quickly, and then stab with the other arm. And while doing so, you're going to be swinging your legs to the direction of like where your stabbed arm is. So re-stabbing with right, swing legs to the right. Re-stabbing with the left, swing legs to the left. And to do it like in a circle, all you're doing is like, think of how you were to do a turtle. You're just gonna be reaching out in the direction of the way you spin. So just think of this as the way you would do a turtle, but just you're gonna, instead of like keeping both arms stabbed, you're just gonna have one arm stabbed at a time and then keep switching. So this is pretty much what it looks like if you're going in a circle. Mine aren't really that great because I usually practice this with stationary, but that's pretty much the basis of if you want to do this in a circle. So if you have any questions, message me or send me a video response, and I'll see what I can do to help you. And that's pretty much it for the Darkhammer tutorial. And goodbye.